What's up everyone, welcome to a brand new video. Today we're diving into the mysterious, luxurious world of Stephane Humbert Lucas. A house known for its direction into artistic fragrances. Besides that, they of course have a lot of mass appealing bestsellers too. But overall, the fragrances from Stephane Humbert Lucas feel more like paintings instead of fragrances. I have picked 4 standout fragrances from the beautiful French perfume house, each with its own identity, mood and story. Whether you're into dark fragrances or bright citrusy ones, I've picked 4 fragrances that might be the best one for you. So let's break them down one by one, talk about how they smell, how they perform, and more importantly, which might fit you the best. The first one we have is Pink Boa. Now, Pink Boa is one of the most mass appealing ones with a slight artistic touch to it. This fragrance has notes of raspberry, vodka, it has a green touch of basil, it is pretty interesting, very bright and playful, but as well has this boozy vibe to it because of the vodka accord. Now in the opening you get some bergamot, blackcurrant and raspberry of course, which gives it a fruit blast in your face. And don't be scared of that, it is not a beast mode performer, it is pretty playful, but as well it is very fruity. Now every time I smell Pink Boa, I am absolutely in love with it. When I smell the cab, when I smell it on the strip, but I don't feel like it would suit me. I'm more of a classic fragrance guy, so this is not really a fragrance that suits my taste, but man, I love to smell this so much. It's such a great fragrance, I can tell you that. But Pink Boa is just so incredibly uplifting. I just wish it lasted at least a little bit longer, but if you're looking for a nice summer fragrance or for spring that is unique, not everyone around you smells like it, then Pink Boa is a great option for you. Would I say it's girly? Maybe a little bit. It does have a girly vibe to it. Like I said, it's very playful, but if you're a man, you can pull this off. There's nothing wrong with that either. To me, this smells completely unisex. Maybe it leans a little bit feminine, but that's okay. Now let's go to my absolute favorite from the house, Crying of Evil. This fragrance is so incredibly mysterious and one of the most mysterious fragrances I own. This fragrance opens up with bright red berries, it has some tuberose in there, while in the dry down it is such a dark, deep, mysterious leather fragrance. There's sandalwood in there, there's patchouli in there, there's amber in there. This is such a wearable, mysterious, artistic fragrance. It's just so incredibly good. As well, just like Pink Boa, they are pretty average when it comes to longevity, so don't expect a beast mode performer with this. But I actually don't mind that with this fragrance because it smells natural, not very synthetic, and if they wanted this fragrance to last longer, they had to add a bunch of synthetics to it, and I'm very happy they didn't do that because that is what makes this fragrance so beautiful. And Crying of Evil also has a sweet touch because of the amber in the base. There's some violet which combines beautifully with some musk as well, and this is just my top 1 favorite from the house of Stephane Humbert Lucas. This is such a beautiful leathery fragrance, and the leather in here is not very realistic, I would say. There's a smooth leather accord, it's not an offensive leather. If you look at fragrances like Ombre Leather by Tom Ford, which realistically smells like the interior of a brand new car, no, this is not that type of leather fragrance. This is more like a smooth, subtle leather fragrance with a fruity overtone. Next up is gonna be Generation Homme 2022. Now this is very, very underrated and very unknown by Stephane Humbert Lucas as well. And I've heard stories that this is going to be discontinued in a couple months, so if you want to get your hands on it, make sure to grab it because this is probably going to be worth a lot in a while. Now this is such a bright and dark fragrance at the same time, and let me tell you why. Because in the opening, it has a very, very strong blackcurrant accord. It has yuzu in there, it's got mint as well in the opening. So when you look at the notes and you spray this on your skin, you might think that this is a blast of a fruity summer fragrance. But that is actually not the case. Let it sit for 30 minutes on your skin and it will go into a whole different direction. So when you let it dry down, there's Cambodian oud in there. So no oud accord, there's real oud. There's spices in there, there's woody notes in there, there's balsamic notes in there, so it's a bit resinous and a bit sour as well. But the sour balsamic notes combines beautifully with the bitter yuzu in the opening. Now, I just cannot really describe how this smells. You cannot really compare it with any other fragrance either. I can tell you that if you like blackcurrant fragrances, you gotta try this one. The blackcurrant and the yuzu accord that's combined together is such a unique combination, but it just works so well in this one. Now performance-wise, this one is a little bit weaker than the previous ones I just mentioned. However, this is probably the most unique one I have in my collection. Very wearable, but also has an incredibly artistic touch to it. And the last one from my collection is Soleil de Jeddah Mango Kiss. Who has not heard of this fragrance? This is kind of the fragrance that competes with God of Fire for being the best mango scent out there. Now, if you like God of Fire is very juicy, very playful, very watery as well in some sense. Now, this is way more floral. This has a very strong juicy mango accord in the opening. It has white florals in the late dry down, so it's a beautiful mix of mango and white florals, which maybe gives it a little bit of a feminine aspect. There's coconut in here, ylang ylang of course, orange blossom, mandarin. I can tell you a lot of other white florals that's in this fragrance, but to make it a little bit short, it is very citrusy, mango, white floral heavy, and such a juicy fragrance. Now, talking about longevity, this is way more long lasting than God of Fire and all the other ones that I've mentioned previously. This is such a compliment magnet as well. This is just so incredibly good, so juicy. If you wear this in the summer, people will run at you to ask you what you're wearing. Now, I do like God of Fire, but I just think that this is way more artistic, way better blended. God of Fire is pretty linear, pretty safe, nothing really special. I do like the fragrance, but if you want something with an artistic twist that really suits the house of Stephane Humbert Lucas, if you look at the image of them, you gotta go with Mango Kiss. Longevity is really good, especially in the summer. This will last all day on your skin. It's incredible. The bottle design is really cool as well. I am so happy I got this in my collection. Now, an honorable mention would be Israel Mirage. Israel Mirage is one of the most beautiful cinnamon fragrances I have tried ever in my life. It is a little bit similar to Musk Ravageur by Frédéric Malle, so if you like Musk Ravageur by Frédéric Malle with an artistic twist, then definitely go with Israel Mirage. It is such an interesting fragrance to try out. Yes, that was it for today already, guys. If you like this video, drop a like, and I really would love to know, what is your favorite Stephane Humbert Lucas fragrance? If you're new on my page, don't forget to drop a subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.